All right, fire away when ready.
Coach Moorhead said that you're going to be doing mostly an evaluation role during bowl camp. What's it like walking in here and more watching a team than working with a team?
Well, it's an opportunity for me to get back around the kids and the program itself, and to basically learn, how things are done under Coach Moorhead and his staff. So it's good for me to get back and to learn, in a new environment.
Even though you had your own team to take care of, how much did you follow state during those years, particularly the players that Coach Mull and then Coach Moorhead were recruiting and bringing in?
I kept up with them, because a lot of the kids I had recruited and built a great relationship with them and their families, so I still pull hard for the Bulldogs.
You, I'm sure, had some other opportunities and things. Why state? Why come back when you could have gone elsewhere, probably?
Well, it's my home state. I love the people in the state of Mississippi. My wife's from here, I'm from here. My family is here, my parents live here, and what a great opportunity to come back to a program where, I had an opportunity to do some special things while we were here, and so it was kind of a no-brainer and when Coach gave me the opportunity to come back, I was really excited about it.
Before Coach Moorhead was hired here, had your paths ever crossed professionally?
No.
What did you know about him?
No, I knew he had been the head coach at Fordham, and one of the reasons is one of his offensive line coach, Joel Rodriguez. Joel and I worked together at Ole Miss, and Joel is at the University of Miami now, and he was Coach Moorhead's offensive line coach at Fordham, and so that's basically how I knew it.
A lot of players on this team that you recruited. How did they react when you came back?
Well, I think there's some excitement. It takes a day or two to kind of, get around them. And, yesterday was the first day, we were in meetings and different things like that. So today out on the practice field, it was a little bit more, I guess, more comfort level for them. Hey, Coach, how you doing? That type of thing. Then yesterday was kind of more or less, just kind of a meet and greet.
You hadn't been gone all that long, but just how much have things changed since you were last in this building and that kind of stuff?
Well, I hadn't been back in the building long enough to tell yet. I got my same old office though, so it hadn't changed that much. But I'm sure there was a lot of things that have changed, and anytime you come back or you come into a new environment, it takes a minute to learn. Exactly what's going on. There are a lot of new faces and a lot of new things that are going on here.
How have you been welcomed in the recruiting aspect of it? When what little bit you've been able to do so far?
Well, one of the things that Coach Moorhead is excited about is the opportunity for me to get back into the state of Mississippi, where that I have had success as a recruiter, and to bring that value to him and his coaching staff is something that's very important to him.
No, your official, I guess, role hadn't been determined yet. Do you even care whether you're coaching tight ends or safeties or what you do?
I'm like this. I'm a very humble guy, military guy. I follow protocol and I follow orders real well. So whatever Coach Moorhead wants me to do, that's what I'll do.
How proud were you to watch some of these guys, so many recruited on this defensive side, particularly do what that defense did this season?
Oh, it was very exciting, a lot of the kids, some were highly recruited and highly ranked, and some were not. But to see the guys, if they were highly recruited, play up there to their potential, and the guys that were not, go through that developmental cycle and become great players that we thought they would be when we recruited them.
How different is it for you now, after sitting in the big chair for a few years, to come back to being an assistant? How much knowledge do you take, into your new role?
Well, I've always heard that that's a very difficult and challenging situation to be in. So this is just day 2. So I'm trying to see how challenging that's going to be for me, But at the same time, like I said, my personality is such that, I'm used to taking orders. You got to remember, I was an assistant coach for 30 years before I was a head coach, so I know probably more about being an assistant than I do a head coach.